It's the battle of the dark horses as Hull City take on Charlton Athletic at the MKM Stadium, where both sides are currently in the playoff picture. Hello there and welcome back to the HullCityFanCentral YouTube channel, where today I'll be giving you my preview, prediction and everything that you need to know ahead of Hull City's clash in the Championship at the MKM Stadium against Charlton Athletic. And as I said in the opening, both teams are in the playoff picture. They're both on identical points, Charlton above Hull City based on goal difference, but both sides coming into the season, many teams and many other predictors did see both sides being in the lower half of the table. Many teams predicting Hull City to be in the relegation zone and Charlton Athletic surviving or just about there, where both sides have really subverted and exceeded expectations alike. So let's get straight into this preview and prediction with our injury update. So a bit of upsetting news to start off this video about Ollie McBurney. So nothing too much to worry about, but it is said that Ollie McBurney will not be in available contention for this one. It will be assessed on match day, so tomorrow they'll probably have a better look at how things will lay out for Ollie McBurney. But it seems like he's still not fully recovered from what he was missing out on Tuesday night's game from what he picked up in the away trip at Birmingham. So nothing too much to worry about with this one with Ollie McBurney. Of course, you'd rather rest him than try and risk him and pushing out there when he's not 100% fit and ready. And to say that the squad went out on Tuesday night against Leicester City, a side that were heavily tipped to go up this season, and put out a fantastic first half and then grabbed the 2-1 win in that one without Ollie McBurney, that certainly says something. So Ollie McBurney will most likely not be in available contention for this one. But there is some positive news as Louis Carroll and David Akintola are both okay to feature in this one. Both of them missed out. Well, they was named as substitutes in last week, in Tuesday night's game, but they both were not going to be used in that one. Louis Carroll, of course, missing out due to a bit of injury, and David Akintola had something to do with his back during the warm-up there and was an unused substitute due to that. Ryan Giles, who went off injured partway through the game. He was down injured a couple of times in the game against Leicester City on Tuesday night. He will be available in contentions for this one. He is seeming all good and ready to go. So hopefully he'll be back ready to provide some more assists. He's up to 6 now this season, Ryan Giles. Absolutely fantastic. And then the usual absences like John Lundstrom, Mohamed Baloumi, your players like that, they are still out on the sidelines. So a little bit of good news, a little bit of bad news, of course, surrounding Ollie McBurney. But of course, I'll keep you to date as things develop with Ollie McBurney, and hopefully he's not out for too much longer. So, Hull City predicted starting 11, powered by friends over at Fanhub. So, a bit of an interesting one. Gone for a few changes, or really, I think one change from what Sergei Akirovich put out on Tuesday night. Sergei Akirovich will be back in the dugout after serving his one-match ban, which put him in the stands for Tuesday night's game. So, he'll be back in the dugout. I think this is the team that he will roll out. Of course, Ivor Panda in between the sticks for Hull City. There's no other choice, is there? A back lineup. It's going to be the same back lineup, I think, that he rolled out for the Tuesday night match, which will have Cody Drammer, Semi Ajayi back in there for his back-to-back starts. Of course, Charlie Hughes and Ryan Giles back in the starting lineup. Of course, he started Tuesday night's game, went off injured. There is a possibility that he may be on the bench for this one. He may be start Akinfenwa in this one, or even Brandon Williams, who was been sort of slowly recovering and slowly trying to get back to match fit ready. I don't think he's at the stage where he's starting a game, and you certainly wouldn't be wanting to punish Ryan Giles. So I think he'll start in this one. Ahead of that, it'll be an unchanged midfield trio with Regan Slater, Amir Hazayemetrovic and Matt Crooks. Heading forwards, the Joe Gelhardt is going to remain in the starting lineup. Of course, he is working on back-to-back goal games now for Hull City. Of course, he scored last Saturday and also on Tuesday night. Both them goals being the winning goals in their matches as well. So he's a key part of this Hull City squad, certainly now, whilst Ollie McBurney is out on the sidelines. The one change I do think that Sergei Akirovich will roll out is that of Liam Miller. I don't think he'll start in this one. It'll be a Joel Indala returning to the starting lineup for the first time since his injury, which put him out of action just before the international break. Now, this is not going to be due to any factor other than Liam Miller played 100 minutes on Tuesday night, and to roll him out again after having a year on the sidelines, really, coming in and doing a few spot appearances off the bench, and that being his first full start, his first full game, 100 minutes worth of a game, and not even a week apart. It's only Tuesday to Saturday. I don't think it is necessarily worth it to risk it. We saw what happened to Mohamed Baloumi, where that one maybe was rushed a little bit to try and get him back into the starting lineup. So I was very, very happy with Lee Miller's performance, especially in that first half. He got his goal, absolutely fantastic stuff, and he'll probably feature off the bench in this one, but start Joel Indala. There is no point with the risk to reward factor. And up top, it will be Kyle Joseph, of course, still searching for the goals. He's had a few this season, but he's searching constantly to try and get a goal more. So we'll see how he can develop in this one as Charlton Athletic heads to the MKM Stadium, get my teeth in. So, last meetings between both sides. Well, Hull City did meet up with Charlton Athletic twice in our League One winning campaign, our League One title campaign, that being during the 2020-21 season, the COVID season down in League One. At our stadium, we did actually beat Charlton Athletic 2-0. And then lost subsequently at their ground 1-0. And then, of course, last time before that was in the championship of the season beforehand, where we did lose 1-0 to Charlton Athletic. But, I mean, we lost to everyone in the second half of that season, didn't we? If you really want to roll back the years to try and find a Hull City win in the championship at home, it was actually a 6-0 win against Charlton Athletic in the championship a few seasons back. Well, I mean, say quite a few seasons back. Abel Hernandez grabbed a hat-trick in that 6-0 win. So it was a really good game for Hull City as they hosted Charlton Athletic. But a fun fact for you, last time we played Charlton Athletic, and this is going to come into factor a little bit later on when you find out a few of the shared shirts and stuff. But Akin Fainwell and Liam Miller was on Charlton Athletic, and Greg Doherty and Reece Burke was on Hull City. Now, as we come into this game, both them two players for either side have actually switched allegiances. Akin Fainwell and Liam Miller, of course, are on Hull City now, and Greg Doherty and Reece Burke are both on the Charlton Athletic side, and both of them will probably be starting for Charlton Athletic in this game. So let's head into form-wise. As I've said, both teams are really coming into this one pretty much even necking it. They've got the same form over the past 5 games, that being 1 loss, 1 draw, and 3 wins. They've both scored the same amount of goals in the last 5 games, that being 9 goals in the last 5 games. But really where Charlton Athletic have the difference factor over Hull City is that of their defence. Their defence has been probably one of the best, if not the best, or second best maybe in the Championship. They're currently second best on clean sheets in the league, and they've got probably one of the best goal difference ratios, maybe bar that of like your Coventries and stuff that are running away with things. But we'll go into the table wise, you're looking at the things there. They're currently 2 places above Hull City, same points, but a +4. Only scored 13, but only conceded 9. That's 10 less goals than Hull City. Same identical form-wise, other than that, coming into this game for both sides. Of course, as I said at the opening, both tipped to be in the bottom half of the table, both tipped to be in the relegation battles. So it's really an interesting one heading into this one, how both teams will shape up into this. A little side note on Charlton Athletic's style of play. They seem to be playing a bit of a 5-back at the moment. It has changed up a bit throughout the season, but over the course of the past couple of games, it's been a 5-back. Which we'll see how Hull City can adapt to that, whether that might be something that they maybe adapt in their formation. We'll see. Sergei Kirich hasn't really adapted too much with the formation, more so with the style of play, as of course we say, his adaptable style of play is that his style of play. He doesn't have a set way of playing. He will adapt to how the opposition want to play and explore their weaknesses. It has worked so far. Why not change? Why change it? I don't think he should. But Charlton Athletic certainly do not like holding the ball. They have the lowest possession rate in the entire Championship. I think it's 49% average possession rate for them so far this season, which puts them 24th out of all 24 teams in the league. So certainly it's going to be an interesting one for Hull City. Of course, they've been very hit and miss with the possession game in recent games, whether that's them playing to the opposition or if it's going to be a problem that maybe is exploited a little bit deeper in this one. We will certainly see. So moving into former Tigers, so we've talked a little bit about these two, but Greg Doherty, of course, a League One winner with Hull City. Of course, played quite a few number of years for Hull City and was a bit of a fan favourite during his time. Certainly it would be nice to see him back at the MKM Stadium for the first time since leaving the Tigers. Of course, on the other side being at Charlton Athletic. Another one, that being Reece Burke, sorry. who is, of course, at Charlton Athletic now. He's been a bit around the books. He, of course, was at Luton after he left us, went up to the Premier League with them and all sorts, and is now currently at Charlton Athletic. And he's not. Both of them players aren't doing too badly this season for Charlton Athletic. So, player to watch out for. It's going to be neither of them, although it could have maybe been either of them. It's going to instead be James Bree, who is a defender. That's another factor to keep an eye on him because, of course, we know how, I've said how good Charlton Athletic's defence is, but he's also getting in amongst the goals as well. He's grabbed 2 goals, 3 assists in the 7 games he's played so far in the Championship this season. He's currently on loan at Charlton Athletic from Southampton, so that's another little side note for Charlton Athletic's point of view. But he's a real versatile player. He's played right back, right wing back, left wing back, and he's also played up on the wing as well. I think he's played as a right winger and maybe also a left winger this season. So he could be playing all around the spot. Most recently, he's been playing as a right wing back for them. As I say, they are playing a bit of a 5-back at the moment. He's been playing right wing back actually alongside Reece Burke, the former Tiger. So certainly going to be a player to watch out for in this game. He's been one of the most consistent players on this very impressive Charlton squad. He's grabbed 2 goals, 3 assists. I mean, he grabbed an assist the last weekend against Sheffield Wednesday. He grabbed an assist and a goal last month against Blackburn. And he's been doing it quite a bit consistently so far this season for Charlton Athletic. Of course, as I say, Charlton Athletic, very impressive squad at the moment. We'll see if that can continue for them, or if Hull City can continue their dominant home streak and try and make it 4 wins in a row for the first time since November of 2021, which would be quite a big undertaking for Sergei Kirich. So, score prediction. I do think Hull City will actually get that factor done, and it will be a 2-1 win for the Tigers at home and propel themselves even further up into the playoff picture. Of course, as I say, it's far too early in the season to look at the table and really take a deep dive into it, but keep the results coming. Get our 4th win in a row for the first time since November of 2021 will be a very, very nice way to do it. Of course, we say our home form this season is unlike anything we've seen in previous years. Hull City are actually one of the best sides at home this season, and a home stadium advantage against Charlton Athletic. I'd like to see Hull City come away with the win. We've had a few good results recently. Why not keep the good times rolling with a 2-1 win at the MKM Stadium with goals coming through? Joe Geltart grabbing his 3rd goal in 3 successive games, which will be quite nicely done for him. Of course, further cementing the fact that Hull City will probably be wanting to explore signing him at the end of the season. And then another goal for Joel Ndala, as he is hopefully going to return back to the Hull City starting lineup. Quite impressed with the little bit of cameos that he's been making recently, and really looking forward to him getting his season back cracking underway, of course, after that injury, which put him on the sidelines for a little bit. So should be 2 nice goals there for Hull City, as hopefully they can grab the win. So I'll leave you that photo of Sergei Kirich as I ask you to let me know what your score prediction is in the comments, who you think will win. Hopefully it's Hull City. And of course, I will be live at the game tomorrow with my match day vlog, so that'll be out after the game. So stay tuned on the channel by liking and subscribing to see that. And of course, stay tuned on the channel by liking and subscribing to keep up to date with everything Hull City. That's all the Hull City news, predictions, vlogs, reactions, live streams, all that goodness, and so much more here on the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel. So I will see you in the next video, and up the Tigers. Go on.